The world is full of fascinating plant species, and some of the most weird and interesting plants of all are, in fact, vegetables. The varieties of color and shape in nature are potentially limitless, and I challenge you not to be blown away by some of the bizarre combinations these kooky vegetables come up with. So why not investigate a little further and join me as I take a look at some incredible vegetables you've probably never heard of. Number 20. Salsify. Now, salsify might sound like something you do to your Mexican food, but it's actually pronounced salsify and is a root vegetable that's native to the Mediterranean. It comes in black and white varieties and it resembles a carrot or a parsnip, but don't be fooled by its carroty looks. Salsify actually tastes a little bit like oysters and is typically used as a substitute for other root vegetables, particularly potatoes. The black variety looks like, well, a weird brown stick, and it was very popular back in the Victorian times, though it quickly fell out of fashion in the 20th century. I can see why, because of its appearance. But if there's one thing I've learned in my research, if you judge vegetables by their appearance, you'll never find one you truly love. Stay ugly, salsify. Number 19. Tiger nuts. Tiger nuts have been cultivated for centuries throughout the world, most notably by the ancient Egyptians and Native Americans. These wrinkly fellas aren't actually nuts. They're actually small round tubers and are named for their tiger-striped skin. They taste like a mixture of coconut and almond and can be eaten all sorts of ways: fresh, dried, boiled, juiced, and roasted. In Spain, they're known as chufa and are used as an ingredient in the popular horchata beverage. And in recent years, tiger nuts have become known as a superfood due to their high nutritional content. Tiger nuts are also made into flour and even milk. Just what the world needs. Another nut that's ripe for the milking. Except that it's not a nut, so the milk would have to be called tuber milk. Sounds delicious. Number 18. Moquoa. Also known as fuzzy melon. Moquoa is a Chinese gourd that looks like a yellow-green zucchini that just hit puberty. When it's young, it's covered in white fuzz and has creamy white flesh. As the vegetable ripens, it loses its fuzz as well as its subtle sweet taste, which is replaced by a light, mild flavor. Unlike zucchini, before preparing moquoa, either the skin must be peeled or the fuzz scrubbed off. The fuzzy melon is eaten sautéed, steamed, roasted, or raw, and is used in soups, stir-fries, and stews. They can also be used to scare the socks off your unsuspecting cat. Number 17. Oca. Nicknamed the lost crop of the Incas, the oca is a colorful tuber that looks kind of like either a brain or a swollen maggot. It's native to the rural Andes and is popular throughout South America and New Zealand. The oca is grown exclusively at high altitudes and didn't come to exist naturally, but was created through extensive selective breeding. It has a tangy flavor and is often substituted for potatoes and yams, as this versatile veggie can be mashed, roasted, boiled, or fried. Slice one open and you'll find some peachy looking flesh, showing that beauty is not only skin deep. Number 16. Romanesco. Behold the Romanesco. Also sometimes called the Brocco flower, this Fibonacci-confirming vegetable is an edible bud native to Europe and Asia. It's the rebellious cousin of cauliflower and broccoli, and its unique, spiky, oddly geometrical form resembles something out of Google's deep dream. Romanesco has a slightly sweeter and milder taste than cauliflower or broccoli and can be substituted for either in a recipe, but is also delicious raw. There's also a cool-looking purple and green variety that suspiciously resembles another, slightly less legal type of plant. Number 15. Orange cauliflower. Also called cheddar cauliflower, this vegetable was discovered in a produce shipment in Canada in 1970. It's a mutated version of regular cauliflower that retains extra beta-carotene, which gives it its orange hue. After extensive crossbreeding, cheddar cauliflower has become widely grown. It looks like an ordinary cauliflower in terms of size and shape and tastes similar, but I'm sure if you thought about cheese enough, you could conjure up the flavor. There's also purple cauliflower, and that gets its color from an antioxidant called anthocyanin, which to me sounds weirdly like some sort of weapons-grade neurotoxin. Number 14. Kohlrabi. Kohlrabi, also known as a German turnip, is a bulbous purple or green vegetable covered with cabbage-like leaves. It also smells like cabbage, but tastes more like broccoli. Freaky stuff. Both the bulb and leaves are edible, even if it does look a bit like a tentacled alien bent on eventual world domination. The largest ever kohlrabi was identified at the Alaska State Fair in 2006. It weighed an astonishing 96 pounds and 15 ounces. Number 13. Fiddleheads. As you might have guessed, fiddleheads are actually the furled fronds of a young fern. But did you know they can be harvested for use as a vegetable? These seasonal fronds are usually found in May, and their taste contains elements of asparagus, green beans, and broccoli. Fiddleheads must be cooked for at least 5 minutes to remove a naturally occurring toxin and should never be eaten raw. Some have noted their resemblance to the scroll end of a violin, which is probably why they're called fiddleheads. My logic is undeniable. Number 12. Marsh Samphire. The Salicornia species of marsh samphire, sometimes called sea asparagus, grows along the rocky, salt-sprayed Atlantic and Pacific coastlines, an inhospitable environment for most vegetables. Both the buds and stems are edible and have a light, salty taste. There's also a translucent purple variety called glasswort samphire. Samphire is often pickled, eaten raw in salads, or used as a garnish for seafood dishes. This veggie may even give us gas, but not the kind you're probably thinking of. It's being investigated as a potential biodiesel source. Number 11. Dulse. Dulse is a type of seaweed that grows wildly along northern Atlantic and Pacific shorelines. This plant resembles red leaf lettuce when fresh and is known for its salty, bacon-like flavor, earning it a reputation as the bacon of the sea. As if bacon needs to be saltier. It's typically dried immediately after being harvested and sold as a seasoning. Dulse makes an ideal salt substitute due to its minerality and can be sprinkled on salads, popcorn, eggs, ramen, and potatoes. So if you're looking to cut down your sodium intake, get some dulse into your diet. Number 10. Lemon drop pepper. This cone-shaped golden yellow pepper, also called the ají-limo, is endemic to the Peruvian Andes. It has a spicy sweet flavor with citrusy undertones and is 2 to 12 times hotter than a jalapeno, though not as hot as a habanero. The tangy lemon drop pepper is commonly used to make chilies and sauces, but it can be quite hard to find outside its native region. While many people enjoy the pepper's flavor, others think that the sweet citrus spice tastes kind of like hand soap, which might explain why you've never heard of it. Number 9. Birdhouse gourd. Also known as a calabash or bottle gourd, this bulbous, green, hard-shelled vegetable is native to tropical Africa and is cultivated in warm climates throughout the world. It's edible when young, but becomes increasingly bitter as it matures. Sounds a lot like my wife. Now, you were probably told not to play with your food as a child, but the birdhouse gourd is actually meant to be messed around with. Ripe ones are often dried out and used for making things like kitchen utensils, bowls, and birdhouses. So if you've got one of these laying around, why not treat the birds in your community to some modern, affordable housing? Number 8. Black radish. This charcoal-colored root vegetable is one of the world's oldest cultivated plants and is thought to date back to ancient Egypt. Today, it's most commonly seen in European markets and is sold in the US at some farmers markets and specialty stores. It has a creamy white flesh that contrasts with its black exterior in a zebra-tastic way, if you peel it right. The black radish is known for its pungent aroma and for having a taste similar to horseradish. It's often roasted and can be turned into vegetable chips that somehow look both tasty and healthy. Number 7. Sunchoke. The sunchoke is also called a Jerusalem artichoke, but is neither an artichoke nor from Jerusalem. In fact, it's native to the east coast of the US and is actually a sunflower. Its Jerusalem label emerged as a corruption of the Italian word girasole, which means sunflower. The crunchy flesh of the brown lumpy root, which resembles ginger, is the edible portion of the plant. It has a nutty, sweet, artichoke-like taste. Sunchokes are typically eaten raw in salads, roasted on a bed of salt, or pureed into a soup. This plant is also referred to by some as a fartichoke, due to its humorous effects on the digestive system. Number 6. Dragon carrot. The dragon carrot is a treat for the eye when sliced. Purple on the outside, orange on the inside, and yellow at the core. It's a member of the Danver category of carrots, which were developed in France in the 1880s. The carrot has a sweet and mildly spicy taste, though I'm not sure whether the fiery kick has anything to do with the name. The unique flavor of this carrot is best experienced by eating one raw, preferably straight out of the ground like a hungrily adventurous rabbit. Number 5. Yardlong bean. Don't be fooled by the name. This seriously long bean only grows about half a yard, but that's still pretty impressive for a bean. The yardlong grows best in warmer climates like Southeast Asia and tastes very much like a green bean. To no one's surprise, it retains its tight, succulent texture when cooked in oil, whether sauteed or stir-fried. When cooked in water, it becomes bland and waterlogged, like somebody who stayed in the tub too long. Number 4. Lotus root. The lotus plant floats in ponds throughout Asia and features an unusual hole-filled seed pod that sits atop large leaves. Although the entire plant is edible, the root, which resembles an old-fashioned rotary phone, is the most commonly eaten part. The lotus root is a staple of the Chinese vegetarian diet. It has a mild, pleasantly sweet taste and a crunchy, celery-like texture. It's cooked in various ways, including stir-fried, deep-fried, and braised in soy sauce, but its best-known use is providing immature diners with tiny frisbees to throw at each other. Number 3. Bitter melon. The bitter melon is the kind of vegetable that has you asking, what the heck happened to that cucumber? The strange vegetable with the name of a fruit is mainly eaten in China, but it's grown in various tropical and subtropical regions around the world. Its outward appearance is somewhat off-putting, but the bitter melon is supposed to have a variety of health benefits and medical uses, particularly in the easing of stomach complaints. The plant is generally consumed in the green or early yellowing stage of its life, though it eventually ripens to a vivid orange, which doesn't make it look any less bizarre. Number 2. Crones. The first thought I had when I looked at these was, I don't remember maggots being a vegetable, but these are crones, apparently, or Chinese artichokes, which are rhizomes or tubers of a perennial Chinese plant. They can be eaten raw, cooked, pickled, or dried. In Chinese and Japanese cuisine, the crones are normally pickled, and for Japanese New Year, they're dyed red using leaves of red shiso after being pickled, and end up looking like this. Crones are supposed to treat colds and have some antimicrobial, anti-tumor activity. Well, if you go around looking like that, you'd better be healthy. Number 1. Watermelon radish. And yet another fine example of a vegetable masquerading as a fruit. Here's the watermelon radish. It's a type of heirloom Chinese daikon radish that's part of the mustard family, and I think it might be the prettiest vegetable ever. The exterior flesh is white, yet just below the surface are vivid pinks, magentas, and fuchsias that spread in an ink-like pattern through the radish, giving a watermelon type effect. They can be eaten cooked or raw, though cooking will temper some of their natural spice and enhance their sweetness. They add vibrant color to salads and work great in sandwiches or alongside sushi. So if you want to inject some purple power into your cooking, look no further than this versatile little root with an identity crisis. So how many of these vegetables had you heard of? And which one would you most like to try? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And as always, thanks for watching.